But the visuals of the ED going in to the house of a chief minister and picking them up in the dead of the night and dragging them and putting them behind bars, these are images you would have of a police state. There is an Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary who heads the Congress in West Bengal, who day in and day out, from the moment that he wakes up in the morning, before brushing his teeth, he starts attacking Mamata Banerjee and the Trinamool Congress. The reason we decided to go alone is because honestly the Trinamool Congress is the strongest party in West Bengal. When it comes to defeating the BJP, it is the Trinamool Congress who can do that. The goal of every party is to defeat the BJP. Everybody is working hard towards making sure that the BJP does not come back to power. In every state, Modi is going to have to go and prove that he's better than all of these leaders. He's campaigning on the basis of Modi's guarantee. We say Modi's guarantee is zero warranty. Forget new cases or complaints being registered. There were people who at that time were in other parties, Himanta Biswa Sarma, Ajit Pawar, Praful Patel, Chhagan Bhujbal, who had been charged. Why the cases against them being dropped just after they joined the BJP? Chief Minister of Delhi is not safe. The Chief Minister of Jharkhand is not safe. How safe is an average individual?
Hello and welcome to HT's regular talk show, The Interview, and our special segment, Elections 2024, The Big Picture. Saket Gokhale is the new kid on the block, representing the Trinamool Congress in the Rajya Sabha. He is kind of a child of struggle, an RTI activist and one who has been arrested more than once. A right fit for the TMC and its founder, Mamata Banerjee. Today, he is here with us to discuss the forthcoming elections, the political implications of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's arrest, and whether the recent opposition rally in Delhi would change the electoral narrative. Saket Gokhale here with us in this segment of Elections 2024, The Big Picture. An interesting aside, he is the only non-Bengali MP in the TMC. Welcome to the show, Saket Gokhale, the only non-Bengali MP in the TMC.
See, that's right.
And thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Ms. Chatta. My pleasure being here.
Let me begin with the Ramleela Maidan rally, which is top of the mind. Do you think that would be a turning point in these elections?
Yes, in fact, I think not just the rally, but the events preceding it. The arrest of two sitting chief ministers that was done brazenly in front of the eyes of the people. And the rally was, in a sense, a protest, a show of strength, coming together in solidarity with Mr. Hemant Soren and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Visuals of, the ED going in to the house of a chief minister and picking them up in the dead of the night and dragging them and putting them behind bars. I think that, and the rally sort of follows, as a sequence after that incident happened. I think that in a sense is the turning point. These are images you would have of a police state, where in people's minds, if it is so easy to pick up and throw a sitting chief minister into jail, what is the Aam Aadmi then? How difficult is it for anybody to just pick up an Aam Aadmi and throw them behind bars?
But while you say that, the fact also remains that Mr. Kejriwal was not cooperating. He skipped many summons. So what is the way out for investigative agencies?
See, this is the question that, I have repeatedly asked in the past as well, where what do you achieve by an arrest? Unless the agencies are saying that he's not been cooperating with the summons, so hum custody mein leke, we're going to give him a third degree and get him to talk. What difference does a custody make? If he doesn't want to cooperate, as alleged by them, he's not going to talk in custody either. Because if a person doesn't want to talk, if they're not talking generally, if a summons is served, I don't see how being behind bars is going to make a big difference in forcing them to talk.
While you say that, the fact does remain that in custody, quote unquote, he did name two ministers of his, which he had not done in the past.
See, that is something that these are gems that we get from ED sources disclosing things to the media. But then the question also of how true these things are.
They didn't leak it to the media, they said it in court.
They say whatever they want in court. You know, the standard, if you look at ED cases, it's a template that they have. When arresting somebody and producing them for remand, there are these two words in the first sentence. The person was evasive and non-cooperative. It's a copy-paste template that the ED uses. So I will take whatever ED says in court with a pinch of salt.
Since you say that the rally is a success and could be a turning point, and I'm using the word turning point in the forthcoming elections, then why this tokenism from the TMC? Mamata Banerjee does not attend the rally but sends a representative. Isn't that bad politics?
I wouldn't think so, because she's a sitting chief minister who's in the middle of an election campaign. So the chief minister couldn't attend herself. But we had one of our senior most leaders. We had our leader of the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Derek O'Brien there. We had one more Rajya Sabha MP there as well. So we were very properly represented.
Okay, let me put this another way. After criticizing Rahul Gandhi's yatra and after saying that the Congress will not even get 40 seats, now you're sharing stage with the alliance. How does that work?
See, the alliance is not the Congress. There is 25 to 26 other parties in the alliance. So I think the India alliance is bigger than a Congress, or it's bigger than a TMC. It's about 26 major opposition parties coming together. I think that's how it should be seen.
And yet, Mamata Banerjee decided to walk out and say, we will go solo.
The purpose of the India alliance is that in every seat, one opposition candidate from the party that is strongest on that seat. That was the genesis, that was the basic fundamental point of the India alliance. The first step for that has to be seat sharing. We need to decide which seats who is going to contest. The Congress, for its own reasons, maybe because they were awaiting the 5 state assembly elections in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, they decided to delay the process. There was no progress happening. There was not even negotiation happening. There was no conversation happening. Now, at the same time, throughout this entire period, not a single Trinamool MP, MLA or a senior leader has made a single negative or disparaging comment against the senior leadership of the Congress. But at the same time, there is an Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary who heads the Congress in West Bengal, who day in and day out, I mean, from the moment that he wakes up in the morning, before brushing his teeth, he starts attacking Mamata Banerjee and the Trinamool Congress. I think there is a limit also. I mean, we're at the table as equals, and there is a limit to how much you can accommodate anybody for that matter. At the same time, the Congress in 2019 got 2 Lok Sabha seats. In 2021 elections, Congress scored a 0. According to the 2019 formula, we offered Congress the 2 seats that they already have a sitting MP on. So the reason we decided to go alone is because honestly the Trinamool Congress is the strongest party in West Bengal. When it comes to defeating the BJP, it is the Trinamool Congress who can do that. It is not the CPM, it is not the Congress. Both of them have 0 seats in the assembly. They've been wiped out of the state in 2021. So naturally, by principles of the India alliance, the strongest party on those 42 seats is the Trinamool Congress, and that's why we're fighting those 42 seats by ourselves.
So the problem is the Congress.
The problem is, as we say in Bengal, the Adhir Ranjan Congress, which somehow seems to be a very distinct entity from the Indian National Congress. Clearly, the state unit under Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary was not amenable for an alliance. They tried everything to scuttle it. But now, how much the Indian National Congress or the AICC has to do with that is something that only the Congress can answer.
But what about Mamata Banerjee saying the Congress will not even get 40 seats?
Look, she made a remark based on if this is the attitude that you're having in West Bengal that we are experiencing. What is happening in the other states? Maharashtra, there has been no progress yet. There has been no progress in Bihar. There is still, a bit of a conflict going on there. So it's not that the seat sharing process has been going on very smoothly in other states. So I guess the Honorable Chief Minister made a remark based on what she was seeing. That was a while ago. Things I'm hoping might have changed by now and things might have gotten better.
So somewhere that contradicts your stand that the alliance is not only Congress, because the problem seems to be with the Congress all through.
We had a problem, like I said, with the Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary Congress in Bengal. We decided to contest 42 seats. How the equation is with the Congress is something that other parties would be well equipped to speak to, because I am not privy to those discussions. But as I again say, and I can assure you that every party in the India alliance, including the Indian National Congress, The goal of every party is to defeat the BJP. Everybody is working hard towards making sure that the BJP does not come back to power.
So then, wouldn't fighting together make more sense? And going solo really is, in a sense, causing harm to the alliance.
You know, it's mathematics at the end of the day. So like I said, the basic genesis of it was one strong opposition candidate against the BJP on every seat. On all the 42 seats, the strongest candidate is from the Trinamool Congress. In 2021, Mamata Banerjee did get re-elected for a third term with a very big mandate. And if the Trinamool Congress is the strongest party, like it or hate it, but they will fight on the 42 seats.
What about Mamata Banerjee calling the Congress a B team of the BJP? How does this fit in, and where does this fit in?
We've noticed over the last several years, we've noticed that with their unit in Bengal, like I said, the Congress tends to treat the regional parties as their opponents and not really the BJP. So at some point, they've referred to us, they've referred to the RJD, they've referred to the BRS, they've referred to pretty much Aam Aadmi Party, they've referred to all of them as B teams of the BJP. But the question is today, which is the party in the India alliance that is going to contest the maximum number of seats? Which was the party in 2019 of all the parties in India that contested the maximum number of seats? It was the Congress party. By virtue of having a national presence, they are the ones who contest the highest number of seats. Look at the strike rate of the Trinamool Congress or the DMK or the Shiv Sena or the Samajwadi versus the strike rate of the Congress. So it is when Congress fails that, because it's a direct fight between the Congress and the BJP, those seats end up going to the BJP. So who really is benefiting the BJP in those fights directly? Can Trinamool Congress be blamed for that? No, it cannot. Can DMK be blamed for that? No, it cannot. Because Samajwadi Party, RJD, Shiv Sena, no, they can't be blamed for that. If you, in a direct fight between you versus the BJP, are losing that seat to the BJP, so BJP's whatever seats they're getting are coming from you, not from any of the other parties.
So, decoding what you said, the problem or the roadblock or the damaging factor seems to be the Congress in the India alliance.
No, I also think the Congress does play a very pivotal role because, like I said, they contest the highest number of seats. So, the success of the alliance depends on the success of the Congress. Us contesting 42 seats, there's no animosity. We don't have a problem with the Congress. We are not fighting the Congress, we are fighting the BJP. So, it is in all of our interest as an alliance that the Congress performs well. I would not call the Congress party a problem. In fact, I would say that we are all rooting for their success.
Since the India alliance has yet to get its act together, and I am using the word yet, what and where is the challenge for the BJP and Mr. Modi?
The biggest challenge for Mr. Modi is, until now, from 2014 onwards, we have seen that he's like to turn every contest into a presidential style contest, where the idea behind every election campaign is it is a candidate versus Modi on the ballot in all the 543 seats.
A formula which has worked very well.
I again would take that with a pinch of salt, because just because something works, a broken clock shows the correct time twice a day. But if you keep doing that, remember that when you are projected as being the sole creditor and the person responsible for any success, you also become the face for any failure. Which is why if you look at the Karnataka elections, Mr. Modi frantically campaigning every day did not help the BJP. What the BJP has done is the fact that you've put the face of Mr. Modi on the ballot everywhere. But thankfully in this election, what has happened now is in Bengal it is Modi versus Mamata Banerjee. In Tamil Nadu it is Modi versus M.K. Stalin. In Bihar it is Modi versus Lalu Prasad Yadav, Tejasvi Yadav. In Maharashtra it is Modi versus Uddhav Thackeray. In every state, Modi is going to have to go and prove that he's better than all of these leaders. And how is he going to prove it when all of these leaders, most of them now in their second term, or in case of Mamata Banerjee in their third term, with a bigger mandate than the last time, people are very satisfied, have given all these parties an overwhelming majority. So what is Mr. Modi going to go there and present?
Well, he is giving the hope and the picture of, or the road to 2047.
Which is ironic, because in 2014 when Mr. Modi started, he started with a deadline of, I'll get all the black money back by 2016. Then the goalpost started shifting. Then in the run up to the 2019 elections, he says Mission 2020. Then he says Pakka house for everyone by 2022. Then he says I will give 2 crore jobs per year. Then that turned into Mission 2024. The problem with Mr. Modi is that what he says and what the reality is have not matched up in the last 10 years. You can fool people for 5 years, you can fool people for 7 years, but also people now see, and he knows that people see that, which is why his promises are not about 2027, 28 anymore. He's directly gone to 2047. Since he's campaigning on the basis of Modi's guarantee, we say Modi's guarantee is zero warranty. Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal, she's made a guarantee, she's fulfilled it.
One part. What about law and order, deteriorating law and order, corruption charges?
Just charging somebody with corruption does not make them corrupt, because we know of people as well who joined the BJP, gone through the washing machine, and they've suddenly become non-corrupt. Are we to believe that everybody's a saint in the BJP, whereas other parties are filled with corrupt people?
On that point, one of the BJP ministers who I was talking to and also interviewed said, has the opposition registered any complaint against a BJP minister? The fact that they have not means that we are clean.
But a simple answer to that honorable minister from me would be very simple. Forget new cases or complaints being registered. There were people who at that time were in other parties, Himanta Biswa Sarma, Ajit Pawar, Praful Patel, Chhagan Bhujbal, and I can name a plethora of leaders who were in other parties who had been charged by the ED. Some of them had even gone to jail. Today, Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma is the Chief Minister of Assam. Just 7 days ago, the ED dropped all the cases against Mr. Praful Patel. Mr. Modi at a rally said Ajit Pawar is the face of corruption. 3 days later, he's patting him on the back and making him a deputy chief minister in a government run by him. Forget new cases being registered. What is happening to the existing cases against all these people who the Prime Minister himself went on stage and said these people are the epitome of corruption? Why are the cases against them being dropped just after they joined the BJP? Forget opening new cases. What is happening to the existing cases? Why are you closing those cases? People see these things. When Mr. Modi goes and pats an Ajit Pawar on his back and makes him the deputy CM, people can see it.
Okay, coming to Mr. Kejriwal's arrest, what will be the impact of this arrest on the elections, and how would it affect the political and the electoral narrative?
Technically, Mr. Kejriwal is the first chief minister in the history of India, because Mr. Hemant Soren resigned just before he was going to be arrested on the way to ED custody. But two sitting chief ministers, that too the chief minister of the capital city of India, which is Delhi, was picked up from his house, thrown into the lockup, and he's in Tihar Central Jail now. The chief minister of Delhi is inside a central jail in Delhi.
Because he refused to resign. So, by that measure, if a chief minister who's found guilty or accused, if he refuses to resign, doesn't mean that the agencies will not get after him and he's above the law.
No, he's not. But at the same time, just because somebody is the chief minister and you throw him into prison doesn't make him guilty automatically.
Sure.
By that logic.
But
And
if he refuses to resign, doesn't also mean you can't arrest him or throw him into prison because he's defiant.
I don't think it has anything to do with being a chief minister or not being a chief minister. The fact that you are arresting people under a draconian law without even the PMLA doesn't even make it mandatory for the ED to provide a copy of the complaint. I was not a chief minister. I was arrested too. They don't even tell you what you're being charged with. Yes, a sitting chief minister, sure, being arrested, he didn't resign. But then at the same time, there are people under investigation who have been made chief ministers. So, who are we going to blame? Mr. Arvind Kejriwal for not resigning after being arrested? Or Ajit Pawar and Himanta Biswa Sarma, who became chief ministers and deputy CMs after being charged by the ED?
Point taken. But coming back to the original question, what would be the impact of his arrest, and how would it change the narrative?
The impact is that people are now seeing an escalation in the use of agencies. Earlier, the agencies would go after people, workers in parties. Then they started going after leadership in parties. They started going after organizational leadership. Then they started going after ministers in states. Now it is escalated to the point of going after two sitting chief ministers. If they can go up to that level, what will be the condition of an average individual on the street? The chief minister of Delhi is not safe. If the chief minister of Jharkhand is not safe, how safe is an average individual? That sends a chill down the spine of people. Today, if you look at businesses, if you look at corporates, why did so many corporates contribute electoral bonds to the BJP after they had an ED or a CBI raid against them? There is a clear quid pro quo that's happened there, because they're afraid. that, oh, there is an ED case that has come against us, ED has raided us. Now, if we don't pay up to the BJP, they're going to throw us into prison. Doesn't matter whether we are innocent or guilty, but we'll spend at least a year, couple of years in jail. Who can afford to take that risk? So, what this has done is it has given a clear signal to people that toe the line of the government, sing praises of Mr. Modi. If you even oppose the BJP by one bit, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're an average person on the street doing a 9 to 5 or the Chief Minister of Delhi, we will throw you into jail for as long as we want.
So, what would be the impact of this electorally and nationally and politically?
It's one of the contributing factors. It's two sides of a coin. On one side, there is discontent amongst people, price rise, inflation, the way that the government has been intruding into every part of people's life. There is one part of it. The second part is seeing this. There is intimidation and there is discontent. But dare you voice your discontent, you're going to jail. What that leads to is people vote with their fingers very quietly. They don't say a word, but they vote at the ballot box. So I think there is a large undercurrent today against Mr. Modi, and these people will go out and give an answer when the elections come.
In fact, I was coming to that point about the silent voter, and in this forthcoming election, what kind of a role or a definitive role will that silent voter play, and is there a silent vote?
I definitely think there is. There is a silent voter because everything that has happened over the last 5 years, they've seen that the concern of the government is not to assuage the grievances of people. The concern is, by hook or by crook, go into every state that you can. If you cannot come to power through the ballot box, break parties, intimidate, throw people in jail and try to topple the government. Now, if you're going to snatch away the people's mandate from them, people have an anger. That anger might not manifest always in people hating the streets. During the emergency, political leaders protested. We never saw large-scale uprising by people during the emergency coming and, thronging at Ramleela Maidan. But Mrs. Gandhi did lose the election. The silent majority at that time came out and gave their answer and gave their verdict on the emergency. Similarly, yes, we might not see people out on the streets doing it today because of intimidation from the government, but they will give an answer to Mr. Modi at the ballot box.
Coming back to the ED, the opposition is crying foul over misuse of these agencies. But the fact remains that there are skeletons in the cupboard of the opposition. You cannot push the liquor scam under the carpet.
I am saying investigate all aspects of everything that you want. But are the agencies really independent? For instance, in the United States, the FBI will investigate Hunter Biden, who is the son of the president. Will any of these agencies even go after a BJP Karyakarta today? They will not. Yes, if there is any wrongdoing, please prosecute it. But the question is, can the Prime Minister put a hand on his heart and say that the way agencies operate in other countries today, without fear or favor, if there is somebody in the BJP that has been found of any wrongdoing, they will go after them, doesn't matter what party they are from. Boss, you're putting them into your washing machine and closing cases against them. That's when the prosecution becomes malicious.
While we are talking about devaluing institutions, the one which steers elections, do you think, given the current scenario, the elections will be free and fair?
It is not just important for the EC to be fair, it has to be seen to be fair. The Modi government brings in a law where now the panel consists of the Prime Minister, one minister chosen by the Prime Minister and the leader of opposition. It doesn't have to be a unanimous decision. So, a minister appointed by Mr. Modi and Mr. Modi himself can by majority choose election commissioners, including the Chief Election Commissioner. Mysteriously, a few weeks ago, Mr. Arun Goel, who was the one election commissioner, he resigned abruptly without giving an explanation. He tendered his resignation. Immediately within the next 7 days, the selection committee, the way the process described in the law, the search committee came up with the next number of names and 2 election commissioners were appointed by Mr. Modi and one of his ministers. The leader of opposition submitted a dissent note. What kind of a cricket match is it where one of the teams gets to appoint the umpires? How fair will the people perceive a cricket match as being when the batsman and one of the teams says this will be the umpire, this will be the umpire, now play?
So, against that backdrop, Will the elections be free and fair?
See, we can only hope. What has been happening since the Model Code of Conduct was declared is not very encouraging. The Chief Election Commissioner, while announcing the elections, said we are especially going to frown upon using religion for campaigning. But Prime Minister Modi is going everywhere invoking religion.
So, coming back to the original question, what are the chances?
See, at the end of the day, any authority is as accountable as much as you hold it accountable. As far as we are concerned, as a party, and I can speak for every opposition party here, we will hold the Election Commission and the machinery accountable at every stage where we feel that the law or the free and fair aspect of elections is not being implemented properly.
Okay.
How fair they will be, I think that is something for the Election Commission and their own conscience to answer to. I mean, I can't say that. But what I'll say is we will not spare a single chance in ensuring that the Election Commission is accountable for the duration of the elections.
Talking about West Bengal, the RSS has made inroads in the state. How serious is this challenge?
The RSS and the BJP have, Bengal has been a very prized project that they've been trying to work on for the longest time. But the problem which they can never surmount is that they neither understand nor respect Bengal. Jai Shri Ram is not what people in Bengal say. Bengal worships Ma Durga.
But about the RSS making inroads?
They can try as much as they want. See, I'll give you a very interesting statistic. The two states which faced the biggest brunt of the partition have never voted for the BJP. That's Bengal and that's Punjab. The people of these two states have seen what the poison of hate can do, the poison of communalism can do. So they can sell that project in Uttar Pradesh. They can sell that project in Gujarat. But this toxic communalism project is something that West Bengal has never accepted.
And yet, BJP got 18 seats and the TMC 22 in the last election. So the gap is not very wide. So what you are saying doesn't seem to fit in.
Please understand that in Bengal, we are not just fighting the BJP. We are fighting the two allies that the BJP has, which is the CPM and which is the Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary Congress. It's three parties versus one single Mamata Banerjee. So 2019, the BJP might have gotten 18 seats, but this time they're definitely coming down.
How will Sandesh Khali impact the outcome of the election?
See, Sandesh Khali was a bogey created by the BJP and they miserably failed in doing that. Sandesh Khali by itself, primarily, if you look at it, was a land issue. Yes, not everybody is 100% correct. We also make mistakes. Yes, there were issues of land grabbing there. There were issues of people's land being snatched away by the local person there, Sajjan Sikand. The High Court of Calcutta held back the police, put a stay on the case that had been registered against Sajjan Sikand. The moment the High Court clarified and said the stay is on the investigation but not on arresting him, within the next 30 hours, Sajjan Sikand was in custody. There were allegations of sexual assault against women which BJP had raised. The two people that they had raised these allegations against were also arrested along with Sajjan Sikand.
Coming back to how it's going to impact the election outcome.
It won't. You, like I said, go to Sandesh Khali, talk to the women there. The women there are very clear about the fact that we have always and will vote for Mamata Banerjee.
Very contrary to reports that are coming.
Reports can say anything. See, the BJP is very masterful using its resources at creating a narrative in the media. Mr. Amit Shah himself has said that in one of the BJP meetings, हम जो बोलेंगे वो viral करा देंगे.
The fact that Rekha Patra, a victim, is a BJP candidate, does that make it worse for the
I will not
TMC?
comment on any individual candidate. If there is an allegation and a complaint that has been made, the police will investigate it regardless of whether she is a candidate or not.
Would you agree that Mamata Banerjee's situation is quite like Mr. Modi's governance? She launched welfare schemes for women, yet Sandesh Khali wiped it all out. Mr. Modi launched schemes for the poor, but his vendetta politics or the BJP's vendetta politics has erased all that in one single stroke.
Not at all. I will tell you about one of my colleagues. What happened to Mahua Moitra? She's not even given a chance to have a say. She's not given a chance to defeat herself and she's expelled from the parliament on the grounds of allegedly sharing her login and password. While this happens, there is a Brij Bhushan Sharan who has been accused numerous times by wrestlers, including minors, of sexual assault. He's still sitting in that house as a member of parliament. There's a Pratap Simha who made passes for people who breached the security of parliament, came into the house and threw tear gas. That Pratap Simha is still sitting there. And Mao Moitro is expelled. Why? For allegedly sharing her login and password. BJP, as far as women go, it's better that they remain quiet, because the moment they start speaking, there will be a lot of uncomfortable questions which they will not probably have an answer to.
Okay, coming to the 400 par or 370 for BJP, does the mathematics work out?
No, it doesn't. I mean,
I knew you'd say that.
see, question number one, where are the seats going to come from? Today, the BJP is at 295 seats in the Lok Sabha. The majority halfway mark is 272. They have 23 seats above the halfway mark. I asked them, where are your seats going to come from? Rajasthan, no, you already have almost 100% there. Madhya Pradesh, no, you already have almost 100% there. Chhattisgarh, you have the seats. Uttar Pradesh, you already have the highest number of seats possible. Kerala, you're not going to get any seats. So, at least based on what I have seen in terms of numbers, the ones that I ran on the back of an envelope, there are 100 odd seats, like places in Kerala, for example, or Andhra Pradesh, where the BJP is not even the second party, it's the third party in the reckoning. In these 100 seats, the BJP is not going to win any. They have never won. In the last 2 to 3 elections, they have not even won a single time in any of these seats. There is 200 seats versus the Congress, where the BJP, let's admit, has had a very good strike rate in 2014 and 19. The strike rate is roughly somewhere about 80% in those seats. We are hoping, we are counting on the fact that the Congress reverses that to whatever extent possible. That leaves roughly about 232 seats, where the BJP is pitted against a strong regional party. If Mr. Modi thinks that his additional seats are going to come from West Bengal, he is wrong. I will make a very clear prediction in this interview today. Whatever number of seats that the BJP gets in West Bengal, Trinamool Congress will get the double of that. Extra seats are not coming from Bengal. They're not coming from Maharashtra. They're definitely not coming from Tamil Nadu. They're not coming from Kerala. They're not coming from Andhra Pradesh. They're not coming from Karnataka. We saw what has happened to the BJP in Karnataka. They're not coming from Telangana. Again, the BJP is the third party there after the BRS and the Congress. They are not coming from Punjab. Haryana, the BJP is on a very shaky ground. People have seen what they've done with the farmers.
So, what's your total count?
I am not going to make any numeric predictions. I would leave that to psephologists who are much better equipped to do that. But 400 par is Mr. Modi's imagination going far too wild.
So, 370?
I don't think. I mean, how much will the BJP go to from 295? How much will they increase their tally by? Like I said, Mr. Modi might claim that they will increase their tally by 30%. I don't see where the seats are coming from. What I do know for a fact though, is that if BJP 23 seats above the halfway mark, I can also promise you and assure you for a fact that the moment BJP goes to 270, they just have to lose those 25 odd seats. Every so-called alliance partner that they've stitched with this bouquet of parties in the NDA, every single party that they tacitly count on support from in parliament like the YSRCP and others, each party, including an Eknath Shinde and an Ajit Pawar, are going to royally dump the BJP. See, you can put a gun to somebody's head and you're expected to rule for another 5 years by keeping that gun on their heads. When you get to 270, that gun goes away. That ED-CBI gun only works when you are in the majority. The moment you lose the majority mark, all these parties are going to turn against you, your so-called allies themselves.
So, would you then say that while the win is certain in this election, it is the number of seats which is the challenge for the BJP?
No, I would put it the other way. I would say that in this election, I don't know where they're going to get more seats from. I can tell you where they're going to lose seats. But I can tell you at least 10, 20, 30 places where the BJP is going to lose seats.
Finally, do you see this as a do or die election for the BJP and for the opposition?
I think it's a do or die election for the BJP more so. Because look, we have been thrown into jail. We've come out of jail. Every opposition party today is being targeted with daily raids by the ED-CBI. I've spent 6 months in jail until I got out in a 500 rupee case. There are people who have spent time in jail who will come out at one point of time or the other. Question is, after 10 years of cushy comfort and after so much consolidation of power, can anybody in the BJP, and I'm saying about right till the people at the top, can they afford to spend even an hour in jail? That is a question, and that question will give you the answer of who it is a do or die election for.
It has not given me the answer, so just clarify what you're saying.
We are not afraid of going to jail.
So what is the point you're making?
The ones who have had cases against them closed, the ones who have been directing these investigative agencies, the question is, will they be able to afford it when they have to be held accountable for everything that they've done over the last 10 years?
So what you're saying is it's a do or die for the BJP, but not for the opposition.
Like I said, can Mr. Modi afford to lose an election and then suffer the consequences of everything in the last 10 years being opened up? I don't think he can.
So the BJP will want to win at any cost.
They will, because they ask the question Modi versus who. I will ask a very simple question in the BJP today, other than Modi who?
That is the state of the opposition as well.
Not at all, not at all. In West Bengal, it's Modi versus Mamata Banerjee. In Tamil Nadu, it is Modi versus Stalin. How many of these people is he going to be able to compete against?
But you need a national face.
No,
in
we
the
won't.
Lok
We
Sabha
don't.
election.
No, we do not. For 10 years, under Dr. Manmohan Singh, India ran a very successful coalition government. This idea that India needs a face is something that Prime Minister Modi has drilled into the heads of people.
Reality check. If Mr. Modi is not Prime Minister, who will the opposition throw up? So people, when they are going to vote, want to know who are we voting for? Who would be the Prime Minister? Who would lead the country? BJP has the answer. The opposition does not.
We are a part of the India Alliance. There will be a post-poll discussion based on what the results come out. Every party of the India Alliance today will be a part of the government, will form a part of the government. Who the face will be? Let the election results come out. There is no shortage of faces. Every leader in the India Alliance today is very capable of running this country together with the others. Everybody is equal to each other.
The opposition alliance, given its past track record of seat adjustments, doesn't seem to be substantiating that at all.
It is happening in every state possible. Look at the DMK in Tamil Nadu. They have given more seats this time to their alliance partner. And today, there is a much bigger purpose that unites all of us together. It is not about power. This battle is not about power. This battle is not about egos. This battle is not about who will be the Prime Minister. This battle is about, will we be able to save our constitution? Will we be able to protect the federalism of this country? Will we be able to protect pluralism and the rule of law in this country? This battle is existential not for the India Alliance. This battle is existential for the soul of India by itself. This battle is existential for the constitution of India. It is not about what happens to us individually as leaders or our parties. The question is, can we afford to let India go in the direction that it is going under Mr. Modi? And if not, this election is where we put a full stop to it.
We leave it at that. Well put. Thank you, Saket. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you for taking all the questions.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Thanks a lot.